Look at that radiator. Look at that front wheel. Front mudguard. Exhaust is on. All cleaned up, all looking nice. Rear shock, lower mount. Rebearinged and replaced. Ready for the swinging arm. Today there is a chain and sprocket kit coming. It's got an endless chain, so I can fit it at the same time that I fit the swinging arm. And that way then the rear end will really be cooking on gas. Be time to clean up the rear wheel. It's the swinging arm. We can see what a mess it is. And the good thing is, knowing what we're dealing with to start with, means we can see the significance of the change. So the first thing obviously is to clean it, remove all of the bits and pieces so that we can then check that the bearings are in good condition. They feel nice. And then give this a real good dousing over, jet wash, and then repaint it, prepare it for re-installation. And now we're going to dress the swinging arm. As we can see, you can always put the chain cover on. And now want to make sure we put the suspension lever connectors on. Make a nice job of that. The bearings have all been checked, they've been painted, so it's ready to go. Whoops. There you go, they're fitted. Bearing works lovely on both of them. Ready to be connected. Connected the brake hose clamps up, so the brake hose goes through there and then through there to the carrier. So pretty much ready to go. Here is chain and sprocket kit. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at the sprockets, because I'm replacing the sprockets and the chain. It's just an obvious thing. This is a restoration after all. But let's have a look. There's the sprocket. Here's the original sprocket. Now is the original sprocket that worn? But when you compare it, it's not massively warm. But it just makes good sense, I think, to put a brand new one on. So, brand new gearbox sprocket, and then a brand new rear wheel sprocket. This looks nice, doesn't it? So at least you know that it's all brand new. The chain is an endless chain. Endless chain, but with a soft link. So the beauty of it is you can fit this chain even if the swinging arm is still in position. Obviously with the normal endless chain you have to take the swinging arm off. Well, I've got the swinging arm off because obviously we've restored it, so it makes sense to have an endless chain. But because this chain can be riveted when it's in position, so it can be fitted without the need to withdraw the swinging arm, I'm going to put it together and make it a full endless chain, and then show you how to fit an endless chain to your bike. So the need, if you're going to fit an endless chain, is you have to remove the swinging arm. Well, obviously I've got the swinging arm disconnected, so here we'll see how you can physically do it. Now, notice that the link you get hasn't got a spring or anything like that. You fit it and then you rivet it. Notice that they supply you with the O-rings and the fish plate, and you fit it in position in there like that, and then you have a tool which rivets the link. I've got a tool, I'll show you how to do that. It's fairly straightforward. And then we'll have a fully endless chain, and I'll fit that chain onto the bike and then fit the swinging arm over it. Right, you arrange the riveting tool and you hold everything in position. It's a little bit involved. Once you've actually got it in position, you do these bolts up tight. That will actually crush the fish plate onto the pins, and then you get this riveting pin which you pass through there until it actually rivets the end. I'll show you. So when you push the fish plate down, make sure that the rivets, these bits here, are proud of the fish plate before you start putting the riveting section in, because if you don't get it straight, then it won't be fully on. Now, as you can see, those rivets are proud of the fish plate. So that means when I put the riveting bolt in, it will squash those rivets, and then that will be riveted, and then I'll have an endless chain. So we're going to put that back on, as it was. I only removed that just to physically check that that was fine before I started the riveting. The riveting section. I'm going to pass this through there, which is dead in line with the rivets. And when it goes down, it will be able to compress the rivet heads. So after a lot of mucking about, we have an endless chain, and we are going to fit the sprocket onto the output shaft. Now this bike is a 1994, so it is retained with a circlip. Later bikes, 97 onwards, have got a nut there which holds the sprocket on, which is a better system, but hey ho, can't do anything about that unless I change the engine or the main shaft, and I ain't going to do either of those. So I'll fit the sprocket on, fit the new circlip on, and then we can refit the chain. The chain gets passed through here. Hooked over the sprocket. And then obviously when the swinging arm goes on, we put the swinging arm through the chain, and that will go there. Endless chain in place. Next, fit the swinging arm. Right, so prepare everything, get the chain up out of the way, because you're going to feed the swinging arm into the bearing bushes here, and then drive the pin in. So I've arranged the swinging arm with the rear wheel spindle in position, so I can use that as a handle. Now I've got to push it into position. So I'll put the swinging arm up. Put it up so that I can fit the lower suspension bolt. Then I can pivot it from there. Here is the swinging arm, finished. That bolt's been done up tight. Swinging arm is now in position. Just about to do up the lower suspension mount. But basically, now that that's on and fully adjusted and tightened up, the chain is now finished. It's connected. It'll be connected to the back wheel. But now you can put the cover on here And that's it, job done. Endless chain fitted.